What is up, boys and girls? This is Dan coming at you with another video. Unfortunately, no longer of my STI. So the main reason behind initially making this channel was my STI, or I should say cars in general, but primarily my STI. And I had that car, my 2018 Subaru WRX STI, almost 3.5 years since new. It was, like I said, a 2018. I got it since I know where I worked at a dealership, I got it for $36,500 before taxes, so $36,500, which was just a little below MSRP. So I got a good deal on that car. And 3.5 years later, the dealership gave me 31 grand on a trade, or maybe a little more. Initially they said 32, but you know how they play games, so it was probably closer to 31, but at least 31 grand on a trade for a used car at only at 24,000 miles, and it was clean, slightly modified, but it was also in an accident. If you guys watch my other videos, you'll see it was involved in a sideswiping accident, and it had like $14,000 worth of damage. Nothing too serious, nothing structural, nothing engine related, just cosmetics, body side. It sucks, but that also affects value. So I still got that much money after years of owning the Subaru. So my few last recent videos were showing how Subarus and cars in general are at an all-time high. Subarus are definitely one of the ones that maintain their values very well, especially STIs, because they're the last, or one of the last true analog cars you could buy that are fully stick, turbo, all-wheel drive, just kind of back to basics, like that OG visceral, like real car feeling. Everything nowadays is very advanced, a lot of technology, a lot of driving assists, a lot of things to make it feel like almost the car's driving you, and in some cases the car will drive you, like this one. But the STI is just a beautiful car. I love it. I still loved it, and you know, as much as I would love to keep it, I had to move forward. So why did I get this? What is this? You're looking at a 2022 Genesis G70 3.3 turbo all-wheel drive. So if you guys are familiar with the Kia Stinger, this is essentially a Stinger, same motor, all-wheel drive, same drivetrain, same brakes. It's just the Genesis package, so it's a little more luxurious, it's a little more executive. I guess you could say even a little less sporty, but this thing definitely still crams a lot of sporty features within it. So why did I go with this over what I had originally? If you guys have watched any of my other videos, I mentioned that my wife's pregnant. She's due in a few months now, and I wanted something a little more family oriented, maybe something she could drive if she had to. She can drive stick, which the STI was, but you know, if someone's not really very good with stick, chances are you probably don't want them grinding their gears or burning her clutch. So this is much easier for her. So long story short, I wanted something more family oriented, but still fast, still something I could have fun with, but it had to have a large enough back seat. I wanted something a little quieter because the STI had NVIDIA exhaust, and that was loud, and it was lowered. It was on TNs, and they were cranked up to the highest firmness on the shock, so it was just an abrasive car. But it was still fun. It was still fun. But to put a family in after a while, you're kind of just like, yeah, you know, I kind of want the more luxurious features. So I did months of research. Like I said, I knew I wanted something more family oriented, a little safer. It had to be faster though, and that's the funny part. Ironically, I'm talking about safety and families, but it had to be faster because Daddy's still gonna have fun. So that's why I landed on this. But after months of research, I was like, well, it's got to be 4 doors. It's got to be sedan, because I don't want an SUV. It's just too big and bulky for me. I don't need the extra space. I don't want to be a soccer mom. Like, it's got to look good. It's got to have all-wheel drive because we live in New York, and as you can see, it's been snowing a good amount lately, and it's just got to all around be a beast. So there are a few options. you had Genesis G70, you have Kia Stinger, Audi S4, plenty of Benzes, like the C43 is a big competitor with this car, a few Beamers. What else was I looking at? You guys get the idea. Primarily it came down to this and an Audi S4, but at the end of the day, S4s are a lot more expensive. Maybe not a lot more, but considerably more. New versus new and used versus used. So for what I got this car for, practically brand new, for example, a 2019 Audi S4 with 20,000 miles would be like 45 grand, maybe a little more. Now this car, after I did all my research, I started looking around, and a dealership right by me, like it was meant to be, it was 5 seconds down the road, had this. And this is a 2022 brand new body style, brand new car. It's only got 1,900 miles. So I love the colors. It's exactly what I wanted. The only thing it doesn't have is the Brembos, which kind of broke my heart. But people are selling them all over the place, and they fit all the way back to like 2018. So I'm just going to buy a set and put them on. And the red's going to look hot with this. But either way, I came across this practically brand new. And working at a dealership myself, I'm like, all right, what's the catch? It was a loaner car. It was a demo. You know, I don't want something that someone just beat the shit out of for 1,500 miles, 1,900 miles, and then trade it in or stop using it. But no, it's actually not. An original owner owned this car, a slightly older guy. I think he said in like his mid-40s, 49, somewhere around there. And he traded it in like a month and a half later because he simply needed a bigger car. So he went with, I guess, the new Genesis G70, the SUV type. And the sales guy had proof of an actual prior owner and not the dealership or a loaner. So I was like, all right, you know. But I went through the car. It is brand new. But when I say brand new, it's like off the lot brand new. Apparently the only thing the guy did was have it ceramic coated, and that's why, despite it being new, it's got like that extra sheen to it and the protection. And as we all know, ceramic coating is not cheap. So these cars brand new usually average around, let me show you guys the interior. I'm walking in circles. These cars brand new usually average around 53K. Now, bear with me, I'm gonna get out of the sun here. $53K brand new. You can't find them though. The 3.3 turbo is the higher end motor, especially with all-wheel drive. So you can't even find them brand new. So to find one used with this much off sticker was a no-brainer for me. Now, there was one dealer that showed a couple brand new. Whoops. And I hit them up and I was like, listen, I'm really interested in this car. How much? And they said, yeah, 53, 54 MSRP. But considering the market adjustment, quote unquote, that's what they called it, it's going to be 56. And I'm like, Jesus, between fees, taxes, and everything else, you're looking easily over 60. I'm like, even if I get 31 on my Subaru, that's still, I don't want to finance that much. That's too much. So this car, they wanted, I think the final sale price before additional fees was 47 for a brand new car, essentially. So I obviously went with this, and it worked out. They gave me a good trade on my car. My credit was fortunately good, and I had so much equity in my car. It all helped out, and it all, you know, just kind of worked itself out to a really good deal. Now, as you can see, this car is absolutely incredible. Just the feel of it, it's soft, it's quiet, it's luxurious. It's a completely different animal than the STI, but in such a good way that I look forward to getting in this car every morning. It is so smooth when you want it to be, yet it rips. It's a fast car. It takes off. And I mean, yes, there's faster cars out there, like the BMW M340i, but this car has plenty of power, and people are tuning it, throwing intakes and exhaust on it. You can make sick power with this motor, but at the end of the day, it drives so well. You have the dynamic modes. It literally drives itself. You put lane keep assist on, and then the adaptive speed control, and you could take your hands off the steering wheel and your feet off the gas, and it will just keep going. It will drive itself. So this is it. This is what I landed with, and I absolutely, positively love this car. Even if it's automatic, of course the STI is stick, 6-speed, but automatics are so advanced nowadays that you could have a lot of fun with it. You could slap it in manual, you could play with the paddle shifters. In sport mode, it upshifts at high RPMs, it downshifts at high RPMs, so the engine's screaming. It's got baffles in the exhaust that open up in Sport Plus mode, so you get a little more exhaust note, and you get 3 extra horsepower. Not a lot, but I'll take it. And it's just the lines on this car, and the styling, and the headlamps, and the big grille. I love everything about it, and I have absolutely no regrets. Stock versus stock, it's much faster than the STI. It would smoke it. The STI was still quick, still a very fun car, and I love it, but I'm happy I went with this. So let me know what you guys think. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. I'm gonna do an official review once I really get the time, but I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you soon.